Color is an important element in design that can liven up our course pages and documents or help convey important information. But we have to be careful in how we use it. In order to be mindful of those with low vision or color blindness, there are a few color tips we can implement to be as accessible as possible within our Google Docs and Moodle courses. First, always be mindful of the amount of contrast when changing the color of any text. Black text on a white background, or the reverse, offers the most contrast. If you want to use colors other than that, you can use a color contrast checker such as WebAIMS, which you can find in this video's description. We'll show you how to use those a little later. Now, keep in mind that the bigger the text, the more leeway we have with contrast. The smaller the text, the more strict contrast restrictions become. Another thing to keep in mind is to avoid using color as a tool for emphasis, because screen readers do not identify color. Instead, consider simply bolding the text. Furthermore, color should never be the only element used to differentiate or convey information, because people with color blindness may not be able to tell the difference. The text itself, shapes, or patterns can be used in addition to the colors. For example, the popular education tool Kahoot uses both colors and shapes for their answer choices. Now let's implement this knowledge within a Google Doc and practice using our contrast checkers. So, we're in our Google Doc. We've got some text here, black on white, perfectly accessible, but maybe we want to change things up. No problem. We'll highlight the text, go up to the ribbon to the text color, and let's say we want magenta. Pretty color, but on a white background, that hurts my eyes. For users with low vision, probably even harder to read, but we can change the background color to increase the contrast. We're going to use the contrast checker on WebAIM to find a good color. So go back to the color changer, click Custom, and copy this string of numbers and letters, including the number sign. We're going to paste this into the foreground color here. As you can see, this does not meet the guidelines for accessible color unless we used large text. Now, if we made this a black background, it does in fact pass the test. We can play around with other colors to see what does or does not pass the test. But maybe we want some other ideas. Let's use the accessible color tool also found in the video description. Paste the color's hex code in the text color box. We'll change the background color back to white, which is all Fs, and let's see what it gives us. First, it tells us that this fails the test, but we knew that already. More importantly, it gives us a couple suggestions to make sure it passes by changing either the background color or text color. Let's take this background color by copying the hex code here, go back to our doc, and click on the highlight tool or whatever you want it to use as your background. Go to Custom again, and paste the hex code in there. While this does pass the minimum contrast guidelines, I still find this difficult to see, so I might consider altering the colors a little further, increasing the size, or bolding the text, all of which would help readability. Color in Moodle is a lot simpler due to the limited options the text editor gives us, so keep your content simple too. The same rules apply here as in Google. Ensure contrast is high on images and text. An image, especially if it contains text, should be easy to see, and color combinations like red text with yellow highlighting should be avoided. For emphasis, use bold instead, or a textual notice before a reminder such as note or reminder. Thank you for taking time to learn about the accessibility of color. If you need further assistance or want more information on how to use the tools linked in the description, the Office of Online and Distance Learning is available to help.